What's up everyone, I'm Dan and thanks to Soft Source PTE for the review code. I'll be looking at My Night Job on the Nintendo Switch. My Night Job is a love letter to retro arcade beat 'em up horror movies and 80s pop culture. This side-scrolling action game combines frantic, chaotic gameplay with an over-the-top horror aesthetic that will feel right at home for fans of classic horror and arcade games. While it may not be a very deep game, its fast-paced action and high-score chasing mechanics make it an entertaining ride. My Night Job plays like an old-school arcade game where the goal isn't necessarily to reach the end, but to rack up the highest score possible. You play as a nameless hero tasked with saving civilians from an abandoned mansion overrun with monsters. The game embraces an 80s horror aesthetic, packing in countless references to horror classics like Evil Dead, Night of the Living Dead, and Friday the 13th. Fans of the genre will appreciate the subtle and not so subtle nods scattered throughout the game's environments and enemy designs. The gameplay loop is simple yet incredibly intense. Players must rescue civilians while keeping the mansion intact. The monsters ranging from zombies, ghosts and savage dogs constantly attack, and if too many rooms are destroyed, the game ends. This creates an ongoing pressure to balance rescuing civilians with defending the mansion, making for a thrilling and stressful experience. The mansion itself is large and complex, filled with various rooms that can quickly become infested with monsters. Players will find themselves constantly darting from one side of the mansion to the other, trying to contain the chaos before it spirals out of control. Despite the frantic gameplay, the controls are easy to pick up, movement is fluid, and attacking is simple. Weapons are scattered throughout the mansion, and players can pick up more than 60 different objects to use as makeshift weapons, including vases, floor lamps, chainsaws, and shotguns. Each weapon has a limited number of uses before breaking, forcing players to constantly switch up their strategy. The dash mechanic allows for quick movement but must be used strategically, as civilians will stop following if the player moves too far ahead. That balance between offense and defense keeps the action engaging. One of the game's standout features is its presentation. The pixel art visuals are detailed and vibrant, giving the game a distinct retro look. The 80s inspired soundtrack fits perfectly, adding an energetic synth-heavy backdrop to the monster smashing action. The sound effects from bone-crunching melee hits to shotgun blasts further enhance the arcade feel. The primary motivation for replaying My Night Job comes from chasing high scores. The game features a global leaderboard, adding a competitive edge. However, beyond that, there's little in the way of progression or unlockable content. While there are some secrets hidden in the mansion, the core gameplay remains largely the same across multiple playthroughs. My Night Job is an exciting, chaotic arcade experience that successfully captures the feel of classic beat-em-ups while injecting a heavy dose of horror movie charm. The fast-paced gameplay, variety of weapons, and endless waves of monsters makes for a fun, albeit short-lived experience. It's one for gamers who are looking for something that is quick to dive into, spend a bit of time playing, and switch off. The lack of deeper progression systems may limit its long-term appeal, but if you enjoy high-score chasing, love horror references, and miss the arcade days of quick and intense gameplay, My Night Job is worth checking out. My Night Job is out now on the Nintendo eShop, priced at $11.69 in the UK and $12.99 in the US. Hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you as always for watching, and until next time.